welcome back to another vlog. Today we're going to be talking about everything that is on my fall, autumn, Halloween TBR list. I continue to keep stacking things on this list so much, especially when I see like recommendations on Pinterest or recommendations on TikTok or Instagram. The list just keeps getting longer and longer, and there's already so much that I've saved just throughout the year for autumn, fall, Halloween season because they're like spooky reads or they have like a little bit of a theme going on. So there's just so much on this list that I am so excited for. I cannot wait to get into the season. It's literally around the corner and the weather is already starting to change. It's starting to get like chilly throughout the day and the trees are starting to change. I just thought I'd be on theme and wear my Halloween Disneyland shirt because it's just so exciting. But anyways, let's get into my fall TBR list. Do you guys normally like save books to read in the fall, autumn, Halloween time, or do you guys just read like those throughout the year? I would love to know because I know for me personally, I've saved a few of these for autumn season, but I'm also more of a mood reader. So like it just depends. Like in the past, when I read too much of the same genre, like if I'm reading too much romance or romantasy or just straight fantasy, sometimes I start to get a little bit bored or I start to notice that I'm not focusing as much. So I just change pace and I'll read like a horror book, like a mind melting type of book or a mystery. I think it's really fun and it really helps me focus on not getting into a reading slump because sometimes I have found that like if I'm reading too much of the same thing, I get bored really quickly. I don't really want to continue. Then I'll just stop reading completely. And that actually happened, I think it was like March and April. I didn't read any books at all in March and April because my phone stopped recording because my storage got full, but I'm back. So I had filmed the entire video and then I realized that my phone had stopped recording. So I had to take a break and charge my phone for a bit. So if the lighting's a little bit different, that's exactly why. But I was telling you guys that sometimes I like to switch genres when it comes to like reading the same genre so much for so long. But that's what happened to me, in March and April. I got into that reading slump and then I didn't get into reading again until about May. I think it was like maybe the end of April, but I did get a little bit off track with that. But yeah, let's get into my fall TBR. I wanted to talk about it a little bit more. I had mentioned a lot of things when I filmed the video earlier. There's so many good books out there that I want to read. However, I have noticed that I do not read book summaries or synopsis, so I never know what the books are actually about. I just like add them based on what I think they're about, like the vibe they give off or the book cover and what I imagine it would be about. So I have quite a few on here that I'm really excited for and that I've saved from the beginning of this year and the summer, specifically to read them for the fall and to have like the cozy feelings, like the weather's a little bit cooler, it's Halloween, a little bit scary and all of that. But yeah, let's get into it. And then before we get into it, I wanted to show you guys my cute little Simple Modern Trek. I think this is the 40-ounce Trek tumbler. It's a Halloween one. Can you see the little skeletons? It's just so cute. And I love that it's like simple, like it's not orangey or black or anything. Not that I don't like that because obviously I'm on theme today. It's like really subtle and I love that about it. And then this one's really cool too because it's a spill-proof Trek. So you actually have to pull it up like this to drink it and then you close it back up and it doesn't spill at all. Like how cool is that? And it's filled with water. But Simple Modern actually sent this to me last Halloween season and I'm finally able to use it again for Halloween time. Isn't it just the cutest thing? I'll actually link this below if they're available. They might actually be coming out with new ones this year. But yeah, it's like one of my favorite things ever. I love it so much. So I thought I'd bring it to be on theme for the video. But yeah, let's get into these fall TBR list. I have them all written down here. So if I'm looking at it, that's why. First, that's not on this list. I have not finished the Empyrean series. I have actually been taking a break from the Empyrean series. I just finished Iron Flame this past week, I think. Oh no, last weekend. And I absolutely loved it. Emotionally, I was destroyed. And of course, we have Onyx Storm now, but since the next book after that hasn't been announced yet or anything even talked about really, I have been just putting off reading Onyx Storm because I am just so nervous for not having the next installment right after, like I have for Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, and then obviously Onyx Storm. So I took a little bit of break between there, and I actually kind of started a little bit early on my fall reading or my autumn books. So I actually read Never Lie by Frida McFadden. It was actually my first Frida McFadden book. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. It's like a mystery detective type book where you're trying to figure out like who murdered who and why and all of those things. And I really enjoyed it. It wasn't a scary one at all. Like if anything, it was just like a quick murder mystery that wasn't very scary, which I enjoyed, and it was really quick read for me too. So I liked the change of pace from reading Iron Flame to actually reading like a murder mystery. And then after reading that one, so many people have actually recommended Frida McFadden books, and I know that she has so many out there that people love and that are very popular as well. So I just went with Never Lie because I thought that it sounded interesting, because I had saw a video of somebody who was recommending Frida McFadden books. So if you guys have any recommendations for me to add to maybe my fall TBR, I don't have any Frida McFadden on here. I would love to know which ones are your favorite. There's just so many to choose from, and I just really, that was like one of the first ones I had heard of anyways. And then after I finished that, I actually just finished today the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. It was really cute. I thought it was a good read. I thought it was fun. It was also a really quick read and a good change of pace for me as well before I do get into like these maybe fantasy romantic type books. And I might want to start Onyx Storm this weekend before I even get into this fall TBR list, but I haven't decided yet. So I don't know if I have the willpower to put it off anymore, but I think I kind of do because I'm so scared of not having that anymore. So we will see. But yeah, I've gotten a little bit into the fall TBR season already. And then so we'll decide if I start Onyx Storm first or start on my list here. But the first one I have on here is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This is the first one on my TBR list because I already have it on my Kindle. I had it on hold from Libby, which is the library app, for a long time. And then finally it was available to me like yesterday. So I was like, oh, perfect. I'll start on that one next. So actually I might start this first and then read Onyx Storm in between there. But anyways, I am so excited for this one. I think it is a vampire werewolf story from what I heard or like kind of gotten together through TikTok, Instagram, and like Pinterest, although I have no like real idea about it. But I do want to read this one because I know that the second one comes out at the end of September, if not like sometime in October. So I was thinking if I finish this one first, then I'll add that one to my TBR later. But do you see how my TBR keeps getting longer and longer? Anyways, I have heard so many good things about that book, and I am so excited to read it. I've actually not read any of the Ali Hazelwood books at all, although like a few of them are on my like TBR wish list kind of thing on Libby and Goodreads and all of that. So this will be my first Ali Hazelwood book, so I hope it's really good because I've heard so many good things about it. The next one is Rogue by Mona Awad. I don't know if I said that right. Awad? Probably not. But I actually read Bunny by her 2 years ago, and that book was so confusing. I don't even know what the heck was happening during that book for so long. Even now, I'm kind of confused by it. However, I do know that the second book in that series comes out at the end of September. It's called We Love You, Bunny. So I do want to read that one too. Maybe I will add that to my fall TBR as well. But I wanted to read something other than Bunny by Mona Awad because I wanted to see if it was like her genre or type of writing, or I just wanted to get something else by her because I did like the book. I just felt like it was kind of confusing, and it's kind of like one of those brain melting books as well. So we will see. Then I have the Caraval series by Stephanie Garber. I am so excited about this series. I'm so excited about this series because it's a circus series, and one of my favorite books is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. One of my favorite books. I read that I think back when I was in high school, and it was just one of my favorites. It's a circus that only pops up at night, and there's like a love story in it, but rivals, oh, it's so good. So I was thinking that this series might give me the same feeling that I get when I had read The Night Circus. And circus, Halloween, fall. I just feel like it goes together so perfectly that I have to read it during the fall season. And so there's actually 3 books in the Caraval series, I think, at the moment. I think it's Caraval, Finale, and Legendary. I think I said those out of order, but like I definitely want to read those. And I just thought it would be perfect during this time of year. Next is Long Live the Pumpkin Queen by Shea Earnshaw. I am so excited about this one. I'm so excited about this one. I know that it has been out for a little bit of time already, but I love The Nightmare Before Christmas and like the ultimate Halloween movie, right? And I also love Disney, if you haven't already noticed. And we actually have a Disneyland Paris trip booked for the beginning of October. So I thought it would be perfect to actually read the Pumpkin Queen book during the time that I'm going on my Disneyland Paris trip during Halloween time. Like, how perfect would that be? I think it would be just absolutely so perfect. And I think there's actually a second book that also has to do with Sally. I don't know if it's like a sequel or if it's just like a separate one-off book as well. But I'm so excited for that one, and I can't wait to read it. I think it'd be just fun to have like a little Disney sprinkle on there as well. Then I have The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore by Lori Gilmore. So that's the next one after the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. And I just thought it would be fun to have that on the list because like if I get too bored or if I get uninterested in the same genre, then I could throw that one in as like a fun quick read. I actually did enjoy the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and I just think it would be cool to continue with the Dream Harbor series, so I added that to the list. And I think the third one is actually like a Christmas time book, so I thought I'll read this one during fall and then read the following one during Christmas. So I'm already setting up my winter TBR list. So then on here I have Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune. I'm so excited for this one, although I have been postponing it for so long. If you guys didn't already know, The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune is one of my favorite books. It's like a fantasy family, there's kids in there, a little bit of romance as well type read. I read that one I think in 2020 or something, and this book is a sequel to that one, and it came out maybe 2 years ago, and I just haven't read it. I have the audiobook on Audible and I just haven't let myself read it. And I think it's because I love the first book so much that I'm scared of not enjoying the second one. However, I don't think I will not like it. Like I think I'll really love it. So I have that one on here as well. And because it has to do with like magic and fantasy and just like all of that, I added it to the fall TBR, and I am so excited to see what that one is going to be about. Next, I have The Spouse Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. This one I've seen all over people's like new books that they've purchased for themselves on their own fall TBR list that they've been sharing. And the cover of this book reminds me of like the witch house in Brave, when Merida goes out there and finds like the witch to give her a spell, her wood shop. I think for some reason like the book art on the Spell Shop book reminds me of that, which is like wood shop store front. It's just so cute. I don't know, it gives me the same feeling. So I don't really even know what the Spell Shop's about, but I am very excited to like learn about it. And because I have that in my mind of that witch in the like her own wood shop, witchy workshop, like I kind of imagine that that's what the book's gonna be about, but it might not be about that at all. I should probably read the synopsis on that one, but will I? Probably not. I have Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay. This one, the first thing that caught my eye is that the book cover is like a VHS, and I've been super into watching like the classic scary movies. We just watched Scream the other day, and I want to watch like Friday the 13th and Halloween and like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and all of those. And I kind of am hoping that the horror movie book is like a vintage or like a classic Halloween movie. I'm hoping that's what it's about. I haven't read the synopsis again, but I'm really hoping that it also has a feel of like a vintage horror movie type of book. And I thought it would be just fun to have it in like book form as well, or even do like an immersive read where you put like classic movies on the TV. Like maybe if we put Friday the 13th on, but I was reading a horror movie and we had like a spooky little drink, a little like cozy night in. I think that would be so much fun to have like an immersive read for that one. Unless it's scary, then I'm gonna be scared and all the lights will be on. All the lights will be on if I am scared. I think that one would be really fun. I should read probably the synopsis for that one so I actually know what it's about. I'll get back to you on that one. Next on here is the Red Rising series by Pierce Brown. I am so excited for this series. However, I have seen a lot of like reactions or debriefs or just like overall book reviews for the Red Rising series where people are very emotional about it, like crying or just like overall sad, and like they weren't expecting that, but it's so good and everybody should read it. So I don't even know if this should be a fall TBR read or if I should save it, because I do know that there's like 5 or 6 books in the series. So it's gonna already add 5 or 6 books to the TBR list if I want to read them all. If not, then I'll just read Red Rising and then continue the series later after the rest of my fall TBR. But what do you guys think? Have you guys read that book? Have you guys read the series? I've just heard so much about it, and I'm kind of nervous to add either 5 or 6 books to the full TBR list that I have here. This list in total is 15. And so if I read 15 books, that'd be about 5 books per month for September, October, and November, which I think is perfect because those are like the fall, autumn season. But if I did do like the Red Rising and then the Caraval series as well, that adds like, that'll be like 20 books, if not a little bit more than that. So that's about 6 or 7 books per month, which I have been reading 6 per month for the past 3 months. So I don't feel like it's impossible. I just don't want to rush through any of them. And I know that some of the books are a little bit bigger than others. And then I don't always have the same reading speed either. So like sometimes I'll go through books really quickly, like I did the Pumpkin Spice Cafe and the Never Lie, because they were pretty quick reads. But sometimes I am a little bit slower depending if I want to just savor the book and stuff like that. And I kind of want to savor Caraval. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about the Red Rising series. If you guys have read it, I would love to know like your thoughts. Should I keep it on the list? Should I not? Should I not rush through it? Should I wait? We'll see. Then I have The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith. I've seen this one all over everywhere. Literally all of social media. This book has been everywhere and people have been loving it. So I am so excited. I actually added it to the fall TBR list because I had placed a hold for it on Libby like in July. I think it was July. But I still don't have the book available, but I just checked on it, I think like 2 days ago, and it said that I have about a month or 2 left to get the book. So that's why I added it here, because it'll become available during the fall season. I don't even know if it's a fall book, but it has been one that I wanted to read. So I just added it here so I have the time to read it during that period too. So if you guys have read this one, let me know what you guys think. I am so excited for it. I have heard only good things. I don't even know what it's about, but I've heard so many good things. So I should read it. Okay, next on here is one that I have been wanting to read for so long, and I know that the sequel comes out at the end of September, I think, or the beginning of October. Quicksilver by Callie Hart. I am so excited for this one. However, I know that it's a big book. This one's going to be a long book. I think it's going to take me some time to read it. I don't want to also rush it so that I don't actually like keep what I'm reading in mind. I want to be able to actually savor it. So I don't know if I want to read this one during the fall, but I added it on here because it has been one that I wanted to read. It's a fantasy one. I think would be really fun. And some of these are smaller reads. So I feel like I could get through those and I can also have like a larger one in there. We'll see. But I am really excited for that one. And then once I finish that one, I'll actually have the sequel to read as well. That's just my thought process on this whole TBR list. We'll see. Okay, next on here is Immortal Dark by, I'm 100% gonna say this wrong. I think it's Tiges Gorma. I think, I'm not sure. But I saw this one in the bookstore the other day, and the cover just reminded me of like a modern scary movie. Like the hand holding the, I think it's a cathedral, or it's just like a building that's cool looking, but it looks like it'll be scary. And so I noticed that like a lot that I have on here isn't very scary, or I don't think it's scary from just visual and like what people are saying. But I did want to have a few on here that were actually scary, because I haven't been listening to podcasts as much, but I do listen to podcasts like true crime podcasts and like paranormal podcasts, and my podcasts tend to scare me a lot, and I wanted something a little bit more scary as well thrown in here, so that, I don't know, like that's the whole reason for like Halloween season, or at least one of the reasons. And I thought that Immortal Dark might be a scary one, so I just added that on here to have like some scary or spooky type reads as well, because a lot of these, they have to do with like fantasy and like maybe horror movies gonna be scary. Some of them are just like fall, cozy fall, or like autumn vibes. So I thought that that one might be scary. Next on here is Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix. Grady Hendrix also wrote How to Sell a Haunted House, which is about a haunted puppet. And I loved that book so much. Even to this day, during reading that book, I would say what the puppet says. And if you know, it says Kiki Wawa. And so to this day, we still say that. And so if you've read it, then you know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, I 100% recommend that you add How to Sell a Haunted House to your fall TBR. It is so fun. And it is scary. Like, I actually was scared during that one. Like, I would get spooked out, and I think I always had like the lights on when I was reading it, or I wouldn't read it in the night because I would get spooked out. I would add that to your TBR right now if you haven't read it. But that's why I want to read Witchcraft for Wayward Girls. I think it's going to be really good. I'm not sure if it's going to be spooky as well, like if I'm going to get scared, but I probably am. And I think Grady Hendrix is starting to be one of my like favorite authors because I just really love the way How to Sell a Haunted House was written. I'm really hoping that this book is going to be really good. I'm excited for it. And then I had to throw in some witchy vibes in there as well, like the spell shop. So I have high hopes for that one. Next on here is Love Letters to a Serial Killer by Tasha Coriel. I have no idea what this book is about, but I think that the cover is so cute. It has a pink cover with like a knife on it, or a letter. I think it's a knife though. But it's giving like cutesy Halloween vibes, and I have no idea what it's about, but I hope it's about a romance between a serial killer and just like somebody who's sending the like a letters. And I don't know, maybe I should read the synopsis on this one, but I just like the title intrigued me. And you know, you've heard those stories where like women send letters to serial killers and then they actually end up like marrying each other. So I kind of feel like this book is going to be something similar to that, and I'm really excited to see where they go with this. So I added that to the list. And then the last one I have on here is Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. I just saw somebody share this as a spooky season read, so immediately I was like, I'm adding that to the TBR. And I keep seeing videos like that, and I keep adding books to the TBR. So maybe right now I'll keep it as is. I'll keep that the last one. I'm hoping that that one is scary, and then we'll see if I end up adding anything else. If you guys do have any recommendations for me, like books that you think I would enjoy to add to the TBR, then let me know. If you guys have read any of these and you think I should move them up on the list, let me know that as well. I think I have like an order. I think the order that I read them is the order I want to read them, but I want to mix it up in there as well so that I don't get like bored or I lose focus or anything like that. So I'm just so excited to read all of these on my fall TBR. I think it's a good mix of like fantasy, scary, fun ones, witchy. And so yeah, really that's all I wanted to go over with you guys is my fall TBR. Let me know what's on your guys' fall TBR. I want to know what kind of books you guys tend to read. I know that some people tend to go like cozy fall books, which is like the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, like more kind of like lovey romancy ones. Some people like really horror, thrillers, suspenseful ones, and then other people like fantasy or like witchy books. And I think I just like honestly anything and everything. I would want to know everything and anything that you guys have in mind for your fall TBR. I'm also like a mood reader, so sometimes fantasy doesn't sound good, or sometimes a romance book doesn't sound good. I just kind of go depending on how I feel. And I feel like having a big mix of like genres and just options really helps me personally. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of go over those with you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next. Bye.